Before going into today's video, I have a question for you. Among the 7 members, there is one whom I think you should pay attention to his body language and facial expressions. And if you are able to understand his non-verbal language, you would be surprised with the messages he wants to convey. Which member do you think that is? Think about your own answer before going into this analysis. Hi, this is B. My mission when it comes to this world is to make humankind believe in true love. And the true love I want to talk about is Taekook. Thinking about what the group will do if there is a couple among themselves. Especially the time when BTS was cooking on gas in 2017 to 2018. Do you still think that they would publicly support and ship that couple? Of course not. They should act like this. They would be afraid but secretly supportive. They also wanted to protect that couple. Each member will act differently depending on their own perspectives, but please think this way. Romantic relationships are controversial topics among this K-pop industry. Then what if there is a same-sex couple? What if they are even in the same group? And they are also worldwide popular. We cannot imagine what would happen if they got caught by mass media. It has been 10 years now since the debut. They are mature enough and have their own success. They might feel less afraid than before. However, in this video, I'm going to talk about what happened during 2017 to 2018 when the group had to face quite a lot of difficulties in their career. I understand then that you love the moment when members actively ship Taekook, but logically thinking, that moment cannot say anything about the true relationship. So the moments I'm going to talk about today will show you that there are actually 2 members in a global boy group who have a relationship that is not easy to tell what it is. Number 1. Yoongi's reaction to Taekook singing All of Me. I've been watching some analyses. Most of them just said, when Taekook sang All of Me together, Yoongi completely enjoyed it, and that means he supports the relationship. That is not enough. In this situation, Yoongi was excited, but he also felt nervous. Yoongi was excited, and we can clearly see by the way he brightly grinned while Taekook was singing together. However, there was a behavior that most people just ignored, showing that he was nervous. He was biting his nails. Biting nails means that he was stressed or worried about something. Indeed, behavior means different things in different situations. But Yoongi once said in an interview that he would bite his nails whenever he felt nervous, and he was unaware of it. Whenever Jungkook ad-libs, the fan would yell for him, and Yoongi would bite his nails. Let's say Yoongi was afraid of a certain situation that had happened. Then, why was he so worried about that? Do you still remember the question at the beginning of this video?
Among the 7 members, there is one whom I think you should pay attention to his body language and facial expressions.
Which member do you think that is? The member I want to mention is Yoongi. He's the type of person that will never overreact to anything. He's good at controlling his expressions and stays calm in every situation. But whenever he reacts differently than usual, there should be something wrong. So, what is wrong with this situation? There is no problem when 2 members sing together. But the way Taekook was singing was just like they wanted to express their feelings towards each other. In the situation where they were on stage with so many people and camera watching. So Yoongi must felt afraid because Taekook was so obvious. Do you know that feeling? Number 2. Yoongi smiling at Namjoon after Namjoon changed the position with Jungkook. Before going into this, I want to remind you of the behavioral theory. A stimulus leads to a response. On the other hand, if there is a string response, there must be a trigger for it. In order to interpret the meanings of the response, we have to find what was the stimulus. Jump into the analysis. I usually follow this sequence, watching the response or reaction, finding the stimulus for it, and finally giving the conclusion. In this situation, Yoongi's reaction was suddenly smile. He was smiling at Namjoon for a while because he wanted to catch his eyes. We can say that Namjoon is the stimulus for Yoongi's smile to happen. So what did Namjoon do to make Yoongi smile? He smiled as Namjoon changed position with Jungkook and let Jungkook be next to Taehyung. At the moment Yoongi saw this, he smiled, showing that he agreed to what Namjoon did. Namjoon got what Yoongi meant. He nodded to him also means agreed. This moment hasn't ended yet, but we will be back in a minute. Now, we are gonna talk about the moment that I'm sure everyone would love. FESTA 2018 Dinner Party. Yoongi sending messages to Taekook.
길게 저한테 문자가 온 멤버가 있었어요.
누구야? 왜 무서워? 신영이야?
수가
진짜로? 와 대박 상상도 못했다.
솔직히 저는
왜 상상 못해? 왜 상상 못?
진짜
맞아.
더 예상도 못했었고.
오야 진짜.
네. 근데
왜 니만이야?
중간 말은 다 이제 생략하고 맨 끝말이 전 되게
기억에 남는구나.
네, 처음 들었어요.
하지마! 해야 돼. 왜 해야 돼?
너무 궁금하다. 이거 먼저
이거 기적으로 나간다.
하나 나오거든요.
방탄패시.
진짜 나왔습니다. 그래서 진짜 한 10분 동안 울었다는 거야.
10분
없었어요. 진짜 10분 동안 울었어요.
그날 두 명한테 보냈어.
바로 접니다.
I'll divide this moment into 3 parts. Part 1. Taehyung revealed that Yoongi sent him a long message.
신영이야?
수가
진짜로?
All the members burst out being surprised about this information. But let me tell you a secret. Hobi and Jimin are the only ones that were really surprised. A real surprise reaction should be looking at Yoongi, the one who wrote that long message, also coming with some typical surprising behavior such as raising both eyebrows, opening eyes up, making wow sound, and also pulling the body backwards. Only Hobi and Jimin are so real for these behaviors. Jimin even asked, really?
진짜로?
Talking about Namjoon, he didn't have any sign of surprise at all. Namjoon didn't turn to Yoongi. When he heard that Taehyung said, he looked up to the left side. According to neuropsychology of eye movements, looking up to the left means that the brain is recalling an event. So, I suppose that somehow Namjoon already knew about this. Maybe Yoongi told him. Remember the award show I mentioned above? That moment happened during January. And Yoongi also sent messages to Taekook during this time. As a result, we can say that at least something happened between Taekook, Yoongi, and Namjoon at this time. Moreover, Namjoon is well known for his leadership. I believe that the members will turn to him first if something goes wrong. The next one is Jin. It wasn't clear if he was surprised. He didn't know about the message, only if Taehyung mentioned long message, and Yoongi immediately felt embarrassed. That made Jin notice.
왜 무서워?
After observing Yoongi's reaction, Jin guessed that Yoongi was the one who sent message to Taehyung, so he was not too surprised. Taehyung was the one who mentioned the message. He was nervous and insecure. He was about to reveal something that was really meaningful to him. He couldn't avoid being nervous. He was so insecure, showing by the way he rubbed his shirt buttons, laying his hand on the chest. This is a typical pacifying behavior. Pacifying behavior happens when a person needs to comfort themselves because they are stressed or uncomfortable. Finally, it was Jungkook. I have not much to say about him because we all know the reason why he was not surprised at all. Part 2. Taehyung mentioned the last word of the message was 사랑해.
왜 니만이야?
중간 말은 다 이제 생략하고 맨 끝말이 전 되게
기억에 남는구나.
네, 처음 들었어요.
하지마! 해야 돼.
하나 나오거든요.
방탄패시.
All of the members were truly surprised this time, but not Jungkook. It was not just Hobi and Jimin. All of them were really surprised. Here you can see Namjoon responded the same as Hobi and Jimin before. He burst out making a sound of surprise and pulled his body backwards. Jin even made a longer sound of surprise. Maybe Yoongi talked to Namjoon about Taekook, but he would never mention the 사랑해, right? Part 3. Jungkook said that he also got Yoongi's message. In the end, Yoongi revealed that he sent the messages to 2 people, and Jungkook said it was him who also got the message. This time, the behaviors and expressions of the members were interestingly different.
맞아. 그날 두 명한테 보냈어.
바로 접니다.
Starting with Jin. This is when he clearly showed that he was surprised. His surprising expressions also came with a gravity-defying behavior, showing by the way he moves his arm. This behavior usually means excitement. In this case, it means that Jin was figured out something that he didn't know before. Taehyung didn't read out the whole message, and the members paid respect for that, until everyone knew that Jungkook also got the message from Yoongi. Then Jin's expression indicated that at some point he knew what the message was about, and he was quite excited about it. Not only Jin, Namjoon also got it, but his behavior was so funny. His face looked surprised, but he also lowered his body, then lowered his head, and covered his face in order to hide his expression. This series of behaviors implying that the person disagrees with the situation or wants to hide something. Next one is Hobi. I still find it funny because he literally couldn't lie or hide anything. Hobi was surprised again. He turned to Jungkook straight away with open eyes, but it was different from before. This time, he looked a bit serious. We have a terminology called freeze response. Freeze response, indicating the surprising reaction. It usually happens when a person faces a certain event that they don't want to, and it makes them afraid. Knowing that Taehyung got a long message from Yoongi and the saranghae in the end, Hobi just normally responded to it. But when it came to Jungkook, Hobi got a freeze response. Why? Only he knew the reason why. The last one is Jimin. Jimin was so simple for this. His reaction was exactly the same every time. This is the end of BTS Exposed Taekook Part 1. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay healthy and don't forget to check out Part 2. Will be coming out soon. I pray for you!